guys doing now? You're going to go find the ruined monk?
Yep, that's what Laird wants.
All right, let's go. Now, you're sure, Boogaroo, there's no other information that you've not told us?
Let's see. I deliberately put in a couple lines of malicious code. Told you that, right? It's for the best. That whole bit with Nephrim and Cygnus told you that. Boogaroo is not forgetting to tell you anything.
Okay. Listen, you are going to stop putting that malicious code into any droids that you are working on in the future. You understand me?
I will stop putting this malicious code into droids that I'm working on.
KO's going to be like shaking his head side to side, like no, and like, you know, give him the okay sign. Keep doing what he's doing.
He gives you 2 discreet thumbs up.
Keep adding that spice to the code.
Wink.
Okay, so you guys go after the ruined monk. You jump into hyperspace after leaving atmosphere and after leaving Boogaroo's, and it doesn't take you very long to get there. You drop out of hyperspace, and Grix, on the sensor array, you can see a small energy signature not far from you. As you approach, if you look out of the side viewport, you can see an escape pod similar to that you found Berkin inside of, waiting for you.
Guys, there's an escape pod here.
Do I have the ability to scan for life signs?
We have established that this ship can do that. So yes.
Yeah, scanning.
The sensor range is short, so you have to be fairly close.
All right, Grix will go for us to try to do a sensor pass. He'll fly by and do a scan.
Okay.
Do I have to roll for anything for that? Or
No, not for this. This is a very simple task. There's no life signs on this ship, at least that your sensors are detecting.
All right, Grix looks over at Berkin there. What do you think she threw that tracker on this escape pod and dumped it here?
Could very well be that she did find it.
I want to scan the rest of that. I want to do a long range scan of the system. Or did we do that? Would you assume we've done that upon entering the system?
Your scanners are for short range, but there's nothing within short range.
I wonder if she's still in system. Maybe we should fly around and see if we can pick her up on the scanners. Tally, how long do you think it would take us to search the system?
Manually or with the sensors?
Well, with the sensor array, as fast as we could. What do you think?
That would take a while.
I reckon what, like a week? Less than that.
At least a few days. And that's many hours of searching.
I don't know, guys. Maybe you guys were talking about using the Force earlier. Can you like feel out for this, for Nephrim? That's what you're talking about earlier, right, Tally?
Yes, I can try, but I'm not feeling her. I'm not feeling her. She's just too far away.
What do you guys think? We're coming around on that escape pod now. We'll pick it up. We'll take a look.
I think it's obvious that she found Berkin's tracker and is sending us a message.
You think it's a trap, KO?
I think there's going to be some snarky message on the escape pod and that she's going to be nowhere to be found.
All right, Berkin, you're on escape pod duty. Go take a look.
Fine. Is there any way that this escape pod has information that will lead us toward the ship? Does it have a tracking log or something? I don't know ships that well, so I'm asking you.
Well, it'll have an SOS beacon that might have a frequency pre-programmed in.
All right. Well, what about? Is there any way that we can look at the trajectory of the escape pod and ascertain which direction that the ruined monk had traveled?
He's already 2 steps ahead of us at this point. I doubt that she would have left such an obvious trail.
Well, she had to go somewhere, and there's very little information to go on at this point. I'm just trying to reach out to see if there's any way we can track her down, because right now, things aren't looking so good, are they?
No, they're not. We should not let her go in the first place.
Perhaps let's aboard the escape pod. Perhaps there will be more information there.
Okay. Based on my interaction with Nephrim and being on her ship, does she seem like the type of person to line the inside of that escape pod with explosives?
You know that if she was going to kill you, she would have just killed you when you were aboard her ship and unleashed her super battle droids on you, but she didn't. Nephrim seems like a very smug individual. She has an air about her that gives you the feeling that she, as I believe KO said, 2 steps ahead of you at all times.
Let's just see what she left us on the escape pod. I'm sure there's some sort of message for us.
All right, KO.
So you dock with this escape pod?
That's
Definitely.
my recommendation.
Yep. We're doing it.
Okay.
And I'm
Dock.
going to go and when we dock, I want to go and see if I can find any coordinate data or anything like Berkin was saying. See if there's any like signal data or something like that. I can do some astronav plots and see if there's any chance of like locating her trajectory.
Okay. Inside the escape pod, it's there's not a whole lot. Mostly it's just places to strap yourself into. What you do find there is you find the tracking beacon and then what looks like a device that you use to like store holo recordings on.
Looks like she left us a message, Berkin.
But in terms of finding any tracking stuff on it, it looks like all of that equipment has been removed. Not recently. It looks like these escape pods were purposely built to not have that feature, including the one that Berkin was on previously, perhaps so that she can just eject whoever she wants willy-nilly. There's that phrase again, willy-nilly.
It's canon now.
Bunch of old fucking sayings up in here. What's a pickle? Willy-nilly.
That was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah.
Well, KO, looks like you were right. She left us a message.
Let's hear what she has to say.
Okay. You turn on the holo recorder and it's an image of Nephrim. She's standing there, kind of leaning on one leg with her hand on her hip. And she's a very expressive talker, so she uses her hands a lot. And she says, really, Berkin? You think I wouldn't find a tracking chip on my own ship? I can sense every single electrical device aboard my craft. I know when one is out of place. Come on, Berkin. I thought you're better than this. I hope the rest of your crew isn't so simple. Anyway, you can have your tracking bug back. I won't be needing it. I do hope we see each other again soon. It was fun. Take care, lovelies. The recording ends and the device turns off.
Nephrim.
So we have no idea where she is now. I mean, we still have her comm channel. We can probably just call her up.
Wait, I forget
Oh, yeah.
now. Cygnus is not a cool guy anymore. I
He never was.
was okay. He helped us out of the prison.
I think we had determined that based on the information that we had at hand, that we had seen him leaving Tarbu's palace, and also then the information that Guru gave us. He was responsible for killing both of the Hutts.
Then we're done, right?
Like mostly assumed to have,
Yeah, you don't have hard evidence.
technically.
We don't have hard evidence, but everything kind of points in that direction.
So mission accomplished.
Did we get anything from Zatuza?
He didn't give you like anything of monetary value, if that's what you're asking. What do you mean? Did you get anything from Zatuza? Like
Just meant,
information?
like information. He was the one that told us that we got blamed for Tarbu's murder, right?
Yes, he informed you that Jabba was very upset.
Oh yeah.
And there is a team coming out to speak with you all. And they're also going to investigate the deaths of the 2 Hutts.
Okay, I've got a question.
Okay, well, first off, before we go too much further, we'll get the destiny roll, please.
1 light side for KO.
Berkin rolls 2 dark side.
2 light side from Grix.
Lord rolled 1 dark side.
Lord rolled a dark side. Okay, so KO rolled a light. Grix, you rolled 2 light.
Yep.
Berkin rolled 2 dark. Lord rolled 1 dark. And I rolled 1 dark. So that gives us a pool of 3 light side and 4 dark side. What's up, Grix?
Grix wants to know if, like, so the goal we've been given is to bring in Cygnus or Nephrim in, live or worse condition.
Preferably alive so that they can answer questions.
Yeah, do we know where they are? Do we know the location of Cygnus?
So what you know is Cygnus, the last time anyone saw him was when he was leaving Tarbu's palace. after presumably killing Tarbu the Hutt.
And securing our easy release or escape.
I think we should go back to the Tarbu the Hutt's palace and investigate for a trail. Hopefully we could pick up on Cygnus and or maybe getting some more weapons and or anti-personal supplies on the way.
Well, that sounds like a fine idea. However, aren't they looking for us now?
We're going to have to do it sooner than later, and we might as well beat the thugs that the Hutts have hired.
Just so that everyone is aware, the Hutt cartel isn't after you currently. The Hutt cartel is sending a team to speak with you and to investigate Tarbu's palace.
We know that it's just a single team?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sure if we're honest with them, they'll be fine. We'll just tell them what happened.
Yeah, I'd rather get there first than not have to worry about that.
Are we sure we want? Are we sure that we want to go back to Tarbu's palace? If we go to Geeta's palace, we'll probably run into a friendly face there with Zatuza. I'm sure Zatuza could outfit us just as well as whatever we can find at Tarbu's palace.
How far away from Tarbu's palace are we?
With the river's edge, you could probably get there in about half an hour to 45 minutes.
I don't know. We could stop by Crawley's again.
I think we should definitely restock at Geeta's if we have friendly faces there.
How far away is Geeta's? Are we closer to that one?
Geeta's palace is on Nal Hutta.
Oh, yeah. Should we, while we're here, maybe swing past Tarbu's palace and see if it's crawling with any kind of enforcement? Or what are they called in Star Wars? What are police called?
What are police?
Enforcement?
Yeah.
Police?
Enforcers?
Security forces?
Security, that's a good word. Yeah, maybe we could swing by Tarbu's palace and see if there's any kind of security or any of Tarbu's people looking around. But if it seems quiet, we could poke our heads in. If not, we could always head back to Geeta's.
Wes, we only have one ally in Geeta's palace.
It's more than we have in Tarbu's palace. Nevertheless, it seems like a good idea.
All right, I vote that we head to Tarbu's palace, check it out, and then we'll head off planet to Geeta the Hutt to restock on weapons and supplies.
I don't think Mr. Zatuza is going to be very happy to see us.
We'll just tell him we needed a bigger gun. I don't know.
You know, there's something to be said for going back to Tarbu's palace. We may be able to pick up that trail.
Plus, it'll be lightly guarded, if anything. He did kill everyone there, didn't he?
That's very true.
Well,
However, if word has got out that Tarbu is dead, that means that people have already been there. Could be that place could be crawling. Let's just go.
Aaron, how much time has passed in game since Tarbu died?
at best 2, maybe 3 hours.
Guys, have some backbone. Sometimes we gotta get in there and figure things out for ourselves. It might be hard, but sometimes that's the best way.
I don't have any bones.
Well, what about the security system at the palace? Tarbu had cameras all over that place.
Fantastic point, Tally. I sense a plan beginning to be hatched.
All right, well, let's go.
All right, Tally, bring up the coordinates to Tarbu's palace. I'll fire up the engines.
Yes, Captain.
What's the escape pod look like?
Roughly cylindrical shaped and hexagonal.
Not really worth salvaging.
Pod. I mean, that's up to you. You could get something from it, I'm sure.
Yeah, but it's freaking like it's attached to the airlock right now, right? Like this thing is not something that we can easily bring on board. We'd have to just leave it in space.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this looks like it was a bust. Should we head out?
Does this ship have like a big ass hangar? No, it probably doesn't.
No, we've clarified this ship is super tiny and we are squeezed in here.
That's right.
Yeah, like standing room only.
Yeah. It's like being on the bus during rush hour. There's little things that hang from the ceiling for you to hold on to. Good luck on re-entry. Okay, so yeah, you want to go back down to Nal Hutta and to Tarbu's palace. No problem. You can get there in about half an hour from out in space here. And as you descend through the atmosphere and you draw closer to your destination, it doesn't look like a whole lot has changed. Anyone who is interested may give me a perception check.
What is the difficulty?
It'll be a hard difficulty.
Is that 3 purple?
Yes. So
That is
3 purple
birds.
dice.
Okay, so let me clarify. I'm just looking down. I'm looking down at Tarbu's palace to see if there's any people running about and doing shit.
Yes.
Okay.
Whoever is on the sensor array may have a boost die.
Question: in the 30 minutes it takes us to get over there, can we hash out a rough plan
You
for what we're going to do when we get there?
Absolutely can.
Oh, a plan?
Yeah, I know it's
do that?
unfamiliar to most of my players, this plan concept.
All right, who wants to take point when we land? Our objective is to get to security room, I guess, and watch the security camera footage and find any other clues. Who wants to take point?
Let's try getting captured again. It worked the first time.
If we've got any luck heading our way, then there's going to be no security down there, one way or the other. We should have free reign to go wherever we need to.
This is a hard and fast mission. We get in, we get the security footage, we get out before anyone else joins us.
I rolled a failure with 1 threat.
Yes, on the perception, I rolled 1 success and 1 threat.
I got a failure and 1 advantage.
I opted to not roll.
Okay, sure. So it seems like no one was on the sensor array. So, Lurd, the exterior of the palace and the surrounding streets looks largely the same as it did previously. There is a few airspeeders that are in different locations. They are different airspeeders, though. They're likely unconnected to the situation at the palace. However, you do see a few figures standing outside of the palace. You can't determine their species or anything like that. However, there are people waiting outside of the palace.
It looks like they're just hanging out, keeping watch.
And they're kind of in a circle. It looks like they're speaking with each other. They don't appear to be looking for anything or anyone.
Okay. Do we know of any other points of entry?
You know there is a hangar. You did exit the palace through the hangar bay when you made your escape. Weapons, they didn't appear to be carrying any weapons. There's a possibility they're carrying like hidden weapons or weapons that just cannot be seen, but they are not carrying any large weapons.
All right. Well, looks like there's a few guys out front. Can't really tell who or what they're doing. We could try swinging around somewhere else, maybe the hangar or something, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think that if we land where the river's edge was held in lockdown, was that a hangar? Where did we pick up the ship anyway?
It was in Tarbu's hangar bay.
Okay. Is there anyone around the hangar?
The hangar bay is a few hundred feet away from the palace. It's underground, so fortunately for you all, the bay doors were not closed when you left, so they are wide open.
All right. I think we should swing in there, and then we need to look for a security room or the most logical place to find that. We gotta park the ship, hop out real quick, weapons drawn, go find wherever this is.
All right, let's go. Are you in character? You're saying, sorry, Elliot. Are you saying that in character?
Not really, but I mean, it could be interpreted as such.
Yeah, just take us down into the hangar. They'll have at least a security room there that we can start from.
All right. Anyone else? We're going in.
I'm ready. Laird gets ready.
Yep. KO also gets ready.
Good job, guys.
Laird stands at the ready by the door.
Of course.
All right. I take us in hard and fast. We swoop in as fast as we can through the open hangar bay, drop the rear door, and Grix runs towards the door.
Absolutely. That sounds great. Can I just get a piloting check for that real quick?
Absolutely.
We'll make
What's
it
the difficulty?
Difficulty hard. 3 purple.
And it is planetary piloting.
Yes.
Come on, 1 failure.
Okay. You do all that. That's exactly how it goes. However, you're going to take a few points of damage to your ship.
She'll hold together. It's all right.
Didn't have it pinned.
Maybe Lurd or I should pilot the ship after this.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind taking it for
I
a
did
spin.
say hard and fast. This is the hard part.
So the River's Edge will take 4 points of hull trauma.
Oh, don't use the trauma word.
Yeah, as it slams into the ground quite hard.
Go.
Did we take damage?
Yes.
We took trauma.
I mean, like, we're all in here, packed in here like sardines,
Oh,
man.
like us. Yeah, do we have to do any kind of roll?
You guys know. No.
Okay. Then Laird's gonna bust out of there with his head on a swivel.
Okay.
KO exits the ship in a low assault profile, rapidly scanning for hostiles.
Grix will follow up the rear.
The hangar bay is empty. There's no one in here. Whoever reported Tarbu's death did not seem to care about the hangar bay.
All right, I wish to look around. Grix squints his eyes and looks about the hangar bay in search of a security room or otherwise room containing security footage.
KO keeps an eye out for hostiles.
Are there any corpses laying around?
Corpses in the hangar bay? I don't believe there was any corpses in the hangar bay.
Okay, I'm gonna. So once those guys go into the security room, I'm going to take point on the entrance that leads toward Tarbu's palace.
Sure.
So kind of like the exits to the hangar bay, and I'm gonna peek down the corridor and look for corpses or any signs of life.
Okay. Corpses that were here that you would have normally encountered, they appear to have been moved. There's streaks of blood down the hallways and in rooms where some corpses were. So it looks like someone's been moving the bodies from this location.
All right.
Well, it looks like someone's already been here. Any luck with finding any footage or anything?
Do you want a perception check?
Yeah, one moment.
Or maybe there's some sort of map that you can download that gives us the blueprints for Tarbu's palace.
Okay, if you want to track down the security room, you can give me either a perception check or a streetwise check if you wish.
Okay. What's the difficulty?
The difficulty will be average. So just two purple.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is done right. I might have to redo this because I think that's way too many dice. Let me just do it again.
Yep, that's definitely way too many dice.
That seems like the right amount of dice. I like that.
Yeah, and it added them together. Okay. Yeah. Okay. One
That's
success,
better.
2 advantage.
Okay. So you're going to be able to find this security room. It's kind of just off of the throne room. It seems Tarbu liked his security kept close to him, although it did not seem to help him in the end. But not only are you going to be able to find this room, the door is going to have been left open because of the panic that was ensuing, and you will be able to do it unseen. You have only seen one armed guard walking the halls while you were trying to locate the security room, but you were able to slip past him. He was Gamorrean, and he seemed to be more concerned about what is coming in from the palace entrance.
Okay. Are we as a group still?
I don't know.
Yeah. Are we? Do you guys stick with me?
I think we would have kept together.
Or do you guys want to do other things, split up?
If you walked past me, I'm sure I would have followed you.
Okay, so is everyone going with Grix?
Yes.
All right. When we get to the security room, the door is wide open. Grix fist pumps in front of him. He says, Tally, could use an engineer over here. Let's take a look at these computers. KO, you've got some skill with this, don't you? Come give us a hand. My goal is to look exclusively and specifically for footage of Cygnus when we were there.
KO goes over the console and kind of looks at the buttons and starts pushing a few of them. Boop.
Did we pass the the prison area? Did we walk past that? Okay.
No,
So
that's deeper. The security room and the throne room, it's deep into the palace, whereas the prison is it's more towards the palace entrance.
okay, and the security room is how far away are we from the throne?
The security room is just off of the throne room.
Okay,
So you could literally go down a hallway and find yourselves at the throne room.
Okay, so yeah, no, I look at everyone and I go, well, I think you've all got it under control. I'm just going to take a little peek out here and see what's going on over here. And I step out and I walk toward Tarbu.
Perfect. So before we get to Berkin, in the security office, anyone who is attempting to access the network of cameras, I'm going to need a computer check for them. You can have 2 boost die from Tally.
What's the difficulty?
The difficulty is going to be hard, so it's going to be 3 purple again.
Oh, dang.
While they're doing this, Laird's going to keep watch at the doorway. Yeah, I don't know these computers too well. I'm going to keep watch, keep a lookout for that guard in case he comes back around.
I look at KO, look right in his eyes. I go, 0 successes, 1 threat.
Love it.
I don't have a response to that.
It's like, that's a fucking weird thing for someone to say. No idea. Unfortunately, it seems that the cameras, they've been encrypted quite thoroughly. It's going to take a little bit longer to crack.
Can KO interface directly with the computer to try to extract the information?
You could certainly try that, yeah.
I got one of them. Those port thingies where I can insert something into it. Where does it come out of? His hand.
Where does it come out of?
It's your wrist.
Yeah, wrist. That makes sense. Yeah, that's wrist.
Can your head tip back and have it come out like a Pez?
Oh, God.
Okay, Berkin, entering into the throne room, there are a couple of guards standing just in front of Tarbu the Hutt's deceased body. Can you give me a stealth check here, please?
I'm not trying to be stealthy.
Yeah, you're not trying to be stealthy? Okay. Well, there's a couple of guards in front of Tarbu's body.
A couple meaning 2 or more than 2?
2.
Okay, 2 guards. What do they look like?
Big Gamorrean pig faces.
Okay, are they like book reading Gamorreans or like Jabba's Palace Gamorreans?
They're not book reading Gamorreans. They're more Jabba's Palace Gamorreans. The book reading Gamorrean, I might remind you, was also a Jabba's Palace type guard. Thank you very much. He was just reading a picture book.
I mean, I would expect that from them,
okay.
yeah.
All right. Okay, so I see them and like I want to kind of gauge their level of alertness. Like what exactly are they doing as I kind of like walk forward?
They're standing there with their blaster rifles, not trained on anything. They're just kind of standing at the ready, waiting for a potential threat to come through the front entrance of the throne room. You are approaching them from behind.
I call out in greeting. Hail, security force. I'm so glad to see that you've made it here in time.
Okay. So you slightly startle them. They turn around and train their blaster rifles on you and go, what do you want? What are you doing here?
Oh, didn't you hear? I got called in from Jabba's Palace. I'm the damage control associate. That's right.
Yeah, so can you give me a deception check before we get too much further along in this dialogue?
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty is going to be 1. Going to be an easy check.
All right, then. That would be 3 successes with no threats or no advantages.
Well, that was quick. Okay, so we got a dead... Tarbu's dead here.
Excellent. That's right. I can see that. So, how many of you exactly are there in the palace right now?
There's 5 of us.
Excellent. And do you have any idea as to who massacred Tarbu and all of his personnel?
No, big blaster holes.
That's right. I see that he's been riddled with blaster fire from something quite large too, it seems. All right, well, look, I've got a team of specialists in the other room. Why don't you go gather your cronies and meet out at the front of Tarbu's palace in 5 minutes, all right?
Okay, I will require another check here from you, but I will require a charm check, please.
My racial gets rid of any setback die.
Now, you don't got setback die.
And the difficulty is going to be...
it'll be easy again. 1 purple.
So I fail, but I have 4 advantages.
Okay.
So can I use those advantages to say that the others I've successfully stalled these 2 enough that the others have found what they're looking for?
Yeah, you'll be able to stall these Gamorreans here as long as required. You seem to have their full attention. However, upon requesting that they gather up the rest of the guards in the palace. The one that you've been talking to retorts with, "We have specific orders. We must wait for Bib Fortuna."
Oh, Bib Fortuna. Who's Bib Fortuna?
Tarbu's body must not be left alone.
All right. Well, I can see that you're not going to be dissuaded, so I'll tell you what. You maintain a presence right here. I will go back and I will search the rest of this area. All right, so don't go anywhere. And then I will backtrack the way that I came and make my way back to the security room.
And the two Gamorrean guards turn and face the other direction again.
Okay.
Because that's what happens when you stop talking to NPC in games.
They just like freeze. I'll walk into the room and I'll Grix, Laird, KO, have you found anything of importance?
You can give me another computers check, please. Again, with the 2 boost die from Tally.
Is that directed towards Berkin?
Whoever is trying to access the computers here. Or
I'm going to try again.
Cameras. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm talking to you guys. So I'm just coming into the room now.
Can I take the roll and then also say, "Hey, Berkin, come take a look at this encoding. Have you seen this before?"
Well, if you fail this roll, we'll take it from there. This is just for like while he's been gone talking to these guys.
Okay, so 2 boost die and 2 difficulty.
2 boost die and 3 difficulty.
Rolling. Ooh, 6 successes, 1 threat.
Good Lord.
Outstanding success. You're able to access all the cameras and everything that has been happening in the palace for the last 24 hours. The cameras seem to only record 24 hours worth of video. So what do you want to look at?
I want to scroll back to just when Cygnus left. We were in the prison cell. I want to look for us in the prison cell.
Okay. So right as you gain access to the footage and you go and look at the prison cell, Berkin walks into the room.
All right, so have you all found what you're looking for? Because there's a handful of Gamorrean guards here and they look pretty trigger happy. There's 3 of them out front and there's 2 in Tarbu's throne room.
We're just coming up on it now, Berkin. Here, come take a look.
All right, I'll walk over and I'm going to take out my data pad and just see if I can map the file onto my data pad.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you can copy the footage from the last 24 hours onto your data pad for sure. So Grix looks at the footage from when you all were in the prison. Back when Cygnus was in there with you guys.
Perfect. What happens next? Can we trace him where he goes, what happens?
So you see him inside of the prison cell. You all are obviously talking with each other. There's no audio here, so you can't get audio from any of this footage. You see the guards come and take him out of the cell block. Shortly after they exit through the cell door leading into the prison block, that is when he seems to start. He breaks the necks of the guards and the Twi'lek that was escorting him.
Just with his hands?
Just with his hands. And it is the fastest movement you've ever seen.
All of us kind of like lean back away from the monitor with a look of disgust on our face at the same time.
KO leans toward. Yep, KO leans in, nodding his head in appreciation.
He drops the 3 of them and he goes around the corner and he grabs the face of that one guard that you saw with the giant hole blown through his chest, and he rams his fist into his chest cavity while covering his mouth to prevent screaming, instantly killing the guard there. You then trace him through to the evidence lockup. He goes into the evidence lockup and he's in there for a couple minutes and he's looking around. You see him leave the lockup with a large familiar Z6 rotary cannon.
Yes.
He leaves the lockup and he begins mowing down everyone inside of the palace, shooting them with the rotary blaster cannon. Lurd's rotary blaster cannon.
Does it look like wait a second. On that back. That was Lurd's weapon that he's using?
Does Lurd react upon seeing it?
Yeah, Lurd, you know that he just left the lockup and he is now mowing down everyone in the palace with your rotary cannon.
Yeah, Lurd feels a pang of loss and hurt. He longs for his gun, but he's watching intently to see when Lord sees Cygnus using his weapon, he leans in and tries to get a few pointers.
A few pointers on how to use it.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
Lord can. Lord knows when he sees a superiorly trained.
Yeah, it's like we're watching art here. We're watching a master assassin, at his canvas.
Art.
Wasting people with
Wow.
that Z6 rotary blaster cannon.
That's awesome.
it's morbid, but it's also elegant in the manner in which he's taking out opponents.
It's instructional. We can learn from this.
It's like he's like the John Wick of the Star Wars universe.
While Lord's watching it, he actually he hefts the weight of the rotary cannon in his hands, and he's just in awe at how fast and nimble Cygnus can move with it.
So he continues moving through the palace like a machine, destroying everyone. He even goes out of his way to like the entrance, making sure he gets everyone from there, doubles back into the into the cantina, finishing off anyone who comes his way, trying to escape, before finally getting to the throne room of Tarbu the Hutt. He has Lurd's blaster cannon trained on Tarbu the Hutt. He doesn't immediately kill him. There's no audio once again, so you cannot be sure what they are discussing with each other. However, they are speaking with one another. You see Cygnus pull out a hollow communicator, and an image of Nephrim comes up. He has the hollow out for a couple of minutes, speaking with Nephrim, and once the call ends, he promptly assassinates Tarbu the Hutt. He then takes a moment to circle around Tarbu the Hutt's corpse, looking at what he has done before leaving the throne room through the back way to where you all are, and he continues clearing out anyone remaining back here. After being certain that he has extinguished all of the lives from the palace, he walks back towards the room where all of your confiscated weaponry and gear was, and he returns the blaster cannon back to its appropriate location. And then he begins walking towards the front door of the palace.
It's going to look like we did it, guys.
But we have video footage proving our innocence.
We better get that to what's his name? Stat.
I believe he means Atusa.
Zatuza. Better get that to Zatuza. Stat.
More importantly, we need to get that in front of someone named Bib Fortuna. Jabba is sending his personal assistant down here to investigate the area. At least that's what the Gamorreans had told me. So we should definitely take a copy back to Zatuza, but let me just go and make sure that the Gamorreans have this information to pass along, just to make sure that it doesn't get erased or whatever from the hard drive first.
Wait, why don't we take it with us, wipe the hard drive on the computer, and then tell them we have a message for Bib, and then get out of here?
We want to be destroying evidence.
Yeah, why wipe the hard drive?
I guess that we're the only ones with the evidence.
I prefer everyone have the evidence.
Yeah,
That's
we're
fair.
innocent. It's
I'm sorry, Grix, but I think that you're outvoted on this one. Let's just make sure. Oh, you know what? Is there a way we can simply just broadcast this across Nal Hutta?
can we just put it on data pads and like throw them at people?
As I say that, I go over to the computer and I try to upload this to the HoloNet.
Wait, we're like fighting one Gamorrean while he's wasting everyone. We're going to look like total wussies.
That's not the best idea. I would recommend against it.
Why would you say that? If the information is everywhere, then at least our name is cleared. And if Cygnus wants to come track us down because we've done this, then that makes it easier for us to get in front of them. It's a win-win situation.
What if there's certain people that don't want this information everywhere?
Yeah.
Well, this is what you call flushing out the snakes.
Yeah, I mean, it would look pretty clear that there was a hit put on Tarbu.
This information is going to get out there one way or another. We right now have the power to control it.
But anyone involved might see this and go into hiding. I mean, the only people we know involved are Cygnus and Nephrim, and I don't think either of them gave the order.
Well, then what do we do? Do we upload now, or do we just take this and clear our names and that's it?
There's no rush to upload the information. We have it. We keep it safe.
KO.
Upload it.
I maybe talked myself into agreeing with Grix.
There's no reason for us to upload it now. We can wait and decide later.
My fingers stop moving on top of the keyboard. All right, then let's go. I think we've got everything that we need here. Let's take the back way out of here back to the ship, because I do not want to run into the Gamorreans again.
What do you think about telling the Gamorreans? How are we going to communicate with Bib Fortuna?
We could always let them find us.
How about we give the Gamorreans our communicator code, and we'll tell them to give it to Bib and let them know we've got a message for him.
That's a very good idea. Just give me one moment. I've already built up a rapport with them, if you know my meaning.
I nod my head.
The game master will be spending a dark side point.
Oh.
For unknown reasons.
Oh.
Okay, well then I want to spend a light side point and say that Bib Fortuna's comm channel is on the security board here, and I push it, and then we can talk just person to person, very real, and just explain that it was a simple misunderstanding and that we had nothing to do with Tarbu's death.
If you wish to spend a light side point on that, you're more than welcome to do that.
No. So I'll take my data pad with the information on it, and I'm gonna walk out to the throne room where the Gamorrean guards were. So, do you guys want to see Tarbu's corpse? He's massive. He was bigger than Geeta the Hutt.
I don't know. We saw it on the recording.
Yeah, I'm indifferent, man.
All right, so I am going to go back to the throne room.
Do you want backup?
No, I think everything's going to be fine. I told them that I was going out this way looking for more information anyway, so they should be expecting me.
All right, where should we meet you?
I'll just give me 5 minutes and I'll make my way out toward the ship. Shouldn't take me that long.
Roger.
So I walk to the mooring guards.
Okay.
I'll put my hand up in greeting. Hail, I've found some information that I want to make sure you get in front of Bib Fortuna. As I scroll kind of through it on my data pad.
Sure.
So does Star Wars have that technology where I can like hold my data pad out over another data pad and like transfer the information over? Kind of like BMO it over to theirs?
Sure, why not?
All right, so I walk up to them and then I just kind of like flick it over onto their data pad, and they have access to the full file. As you can see here, it was one of the prisoners that was detained by Tarbu the Hutt. He was responsible for the murder of everyone in this palace. Make sure Bib Fortuna sees to it that person gets apprehended and dealt with. And when I say dealt with, I mean brought to justice.
The Gamorrean guard stares at you blankly with a semi-confused look on his face.
Do you have a question?
No question.
All right, so just make sure Bib Fortuna gets that information. Can you do that?
Sure.
I step back and kind of look at them and assess them. Do I feel that these Gamorrean guards are going to be able to follow through with a simple task such as passing this information over?
You give me a perception check if you really want to know.
What's the difficulty?
Just a easy check on purple.
I roll 2 successes.
He'll probably be able to give the footage to Bib. As for the exact message, he's likely not going to get across the exact message you want him to give him. In the end, he'll end up just giving the message to Bib or whoever it is that he talks to, but you're unsure how that's going to go.
Okay, so I also send a text file along with what I discussed to him. And I'll say, make that 2 files that you've got to give to Bib Fortuna.
Okay.
So as you were. And I give them a salute, and then I turn and then I start jogging toward the hangar.
Okay. So you all head back to the hangar then, I guess?
Yep.
And take off?
We managed to take off?
Oh, absolutely.
Awesome.
You are free and clear of Tarbu's palace in mere minutes.
All right, gang. I think we should head back to Zatuza, show him the footage, and tell him we need some gear to help us bring in Cygnus.
Agreed. That seems to be the logical course of action.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, let's go. Tally?
Yes. Where is Zatuza?
Oh, yeah. Do you guys know that?
Yeah, Zatuza would be located on Nal Hutta.
Okay, so someone give me an astrogation check. You can have 2 boost die because Tally is here.
I've got good skill there. What's the difficulty?
The difficulty will be average. Just 2 purple.
2 success, 1 advantage.
Beautiful. Yep. With the assistance of Tally, you were able to plot a direct course to Geeta's palace, where Zatuza is. At least that is his last known location. So you head there. Geeta's palace doesn't have a hangar bay for her guests or anyone coming from off planet. She only has a hangar bay for her luxury yacht, which has been stolen by Crawley. So everyone that visits her is required to set down on landing pads just outside of the palace, a few 100 feet away. There are a number of pads that are open. Fortunately, your ship is quite small, so you are not in need of the large landing pads that are occupied. So you'll be able to set down here without issue. The travel will take approximately 2 hours, I guess. Is there anything anyone would like to do in the 2-hour travel?
So we're doing a 2-hour trip on this tiny little ship.
Yep.
I try to get as far away from you guys as possible.
It's not like incredibly small. However, there's not like a lot of good places to sit for flight, but there is a small little place to eat and sit down and whatnot.
I'll power down for a little bit just to conserve energy.
Sure. How about the rest of you?
Grix, do you mind if I use your computer? I need to get onto I need to access the HoloNet.
Yeah, help yourself. Just, spray down that console when you're done. Give it a wipe. You're good. And I hop out of the captain's chair. Just saying, it's got to be cleanly in this time. Gotta just, wipe any germs.
Yeah. You gotta get rid of that space COVID.
Okay, so I guess I sit down in the captain's chair if that's where the access to the HoloNet is.
I don't think there's a whole lot of computer space on the ship. I would assume that's one of the only few interfaces.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
most
fine.
likely.
All right. So I'm going to hop on there, and what I want to do is I want to track down where Nephrim has operated from. So I know that she's been working with, she has worked with Tarvu. I know that she's worked with Cygnus. However, I don't know locations. I want to see if there's any other planets that she has worked off of, like if there's a history or anything like that.
Okay.
Or does it say on her business card which planets she services?
Her business card, it's her comm number, and it doesn't say too much.
All right, yeah. So no, I'll definitely see if I can find any sort of information that might lead us to a different planet that she's operated on.
Blair's gonna try to contact her over the comm.
Okay. From Berkin, I will get a daunting computer check from you, please, with 2 of those dice being challenge die. Red dice, please.
You can do it, Berkin.
I think I'm going to flip a light side point. Is that okay with everyone?
Go for it.
Bothers me not, sir.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Oh, man. Oh. Yeah. Oh, man. My screen just completely blanked out.
Couldn't handle the awesome.
So I rolled 2 failures, 2 advantages, and 1 despair.
What do you want your advantages to be?
I want my advantages to be that I have managed to keep the space IP address secure, and so that there's no way that people could backtrack this search to this particular ship.
Aaron, what's the despair?
Somehow the Gamorreans have bungled it up.
Yeah, of course, that's what I'm going to spend the despair on. Obviously, is on those fucking shitty Gamorreans who are going to bungle it up anyway.
Yeah.
I know what I can use the despair for, but I can't really tell you what it is yet. But you will find out very soon.
Does KO feel a disturbance?
KO's powered down in the corner.
KO is powered down in the corner. He's feeling pretty good. But there would be a disturbance.
Okay, strange force question. As a droid, when you power down, do you lose your connection to the force?
No.
So would you then feel the force even though you're powered down?
Yes, he would.
Okay.
Yeah, there's an interesting part of my backstory.
That is an interesting part of your backstory.
Maybe that's what I'm doing right now, is trying to feel that connection.
Yeah, he's meditating.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's for real.
Makes it super easy to meditate. He's just like, I'll be right back.
I'm not
the only thing you can fucking feel is the force. Yeah.
I can turn myself back on again. I'm not disabled. I'm just powered down.
Powered down.
Cool, man. I dig it.
Yep. So yeah, anyway, I have a thing, but
I find that answer vague and unconvincing.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. Allure, you wanted to give Nephrim a call?
Yep.
Sure. Let's do that.
Before I do that, how do comms work? Is there like caller ID?
Man, I don't know. I don't fucking know how comms work. I think it's just like
deceive.
You want to try and what?
Deceive. He wants to try to set up a meeting on Nal Hutta to lure Nephrim into a trap.
Sure. So you can give me a skullduggery check on that. I like skullduggery, and we should use it here.
Laird, use a light side point.
Nah. What's
Yeah.
That is going to be quite difficult. That, my friend, is going to be a daunting task. So that will be 4 purples.
0 success and 1 threat.
Okay, you can take a point of strain. You find yourself sweating a little bit under your masks as your attempt to hide your identity over the communicator has failed. However, it is too late to cancel the call without her knowing who it was that was calling. Would you like to cancel the call or continue with the call?
No, I'll continue with the call.
Okay. You do not get a response on the first call. It just rings and rings and rings.
All right. I don't think I'd keep trying. I was just kind of, he thought he'd call out of curiosity to see if it would be that easy.
Sure. He sure didn't.
Just saving it for later.
He was just kind of calling out of curiosity. He wasn't really gearing up to do anything too crazy.
Okay.
All right. Do we move on then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to Zatuza.
Yeah.
Do we want to call Zatuza before we get there? Let them know we're coming. How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, let's just show up.
We have to radio in for landing clearances anyway.
You know what? I have a feeling he knows we're coming anyhow.
Could be. Well, then if that's all you get up to over the couple of hours, you find yourselves arriving at Geeta's palace in no time. An unfamiliar voice comes over the radio and says, "Hey there, looking to land here? Just to let you all know, if you're here to meet with Geeta, she is not taking any audiences today."
Yeah, this is the River's Edge. We've got an appointment with Zatuza. We need to see him expressly.
River's Edge appointment with Zatuza.
He's expecting us.
Well, I don't have a River's Edge on the approval list. Perhaps there's some other call sign that you were using.
I wave over Berkin, Laird, and KO. I wave him over. Speak aside. I'm like, come on, you guys know this guy?
Just let him know that that we are the crew of the former Gilded Peacock.
Yeah, just tell him Laird's coming.
All right. I switch back onto the call. I'm like, the crew of the Gilded Peacock is returning. Laird's coming.
Okay, and the Gilded Peacock. Where is the Gilded Peacock? You are not the Gilded Peacock. Laird, however, is on the list, so
just connect us with Zatuza. We'll tell him everything.
Zatuza is quite occupied at the moment, however. If you come to the palace, he will see you, I'm sure. I'm told that Laird, as well as a few others, have a high priority with him, but still, you must be here in person. So yeah, you can land wherever is available, and we'll see you soon.
Copy that, flight control. It's not flight control. Who is it? Whoever it is.
It's a dude in a palace. It's, that dude. It's like, hey, come.
All right, palace dude. We're coming in.
Great. Perfect.
So you're just a dude talking to another dude?
We're just 2 dudes up here.
And you can bring her down wherever you want, and you're free to enter the palace.
Whoa.
What time of day is it here?
Nal Hutta is a pretty dark, swampy planet most of the time anyway, so it's roughly dark.
Sounds good.
Exact time, I can't be sure. However, you have been up for a good amount of time at this point, so you're probably starting to feel a little tired.
That's why KO took a nap.
All right. Is there a greeting person or a dock master we can easily see? Somebody we can go talk to, get more information?
I think we've been here before. I think that Laird, KO, and myself, we can just kind of take the lead and head toward where we know Zatuza's.
Yeah, we swagger in.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Grix tries to fall in with the swagger.
Laird overdoes the swagger a little.
That's how it works, yep.
And kind of just falls out of step with you guys for a little bit, but then kind of collects himself. But yeah, we know where Zatuza lives or hangs out. We've been there. Can we go there first?
Yeah, you gain access into the palace without a problem. The guards let you through the front doors without issue. They do appear to be stopping anyone else that tries to get in. But inside the palace, it looks like it did before. Everyone seems to be going about their business as normal. You could hardly tell that there was no longer a Hutt crime lord in the palace. Zatuza seems to have the place running like a well-oiled machine. You are able to track down Zatuza. You find him inside of the throne room / cantina. He is on the move, however, but he stops when he sees you all, and he throws his tiny little Twi'derian arms in the air and seems genuinely surprised and pleased to see you all. He says, "Oh, welcome back, my friends. It has been a long time since we have seen each other in person. I am very glad. I take it that because you are here, you maybe have some good news."
Yep.
Can see you're all very happy to see me too. That's nice.
Zatuza, people still looking for us.
Looking for you? What do you mean looking for you? They're coming to speak with you, yes? No one is looking for you.
All right, well, don't worry. Everything's fine on that end. We've given the information that'll clear our names to the security. It's going to get in front of someone named Bib Fortuna.
That's great. You're going to be in front of Bib Fortuna in about a day and a half. So
you want us to stay here for a day and a half?
they're coming here. And if they don't speak with you, then we all look guilty.
It's okay. So hold on one second, and I walk over to the. There's got to be a hollow pad in this room here somewhere, right?
Sure.
Okay, so I plug the data pad in, and I throw up the image of Lurd. Sorry, fucking.
Wow.
Lurd.
Lurd just killing all those people with his big gun.
Yeah. I throw up the image of Cygnus firing upon Tarbu and just kind of like freeze frame it in 3D. It's clear that this is that Tarbu was assassinated by Cygnus. You know Cygnus. Gank, big guns, kind of a quiet person.
Yes, of course, we know Cygnus.
Cygnus was also working with someone named Nephrim. And here on this planet, they had made a transaction for a small vial of something that Geeta eventually imbibed. And I don't think it was a health tonic.
This is all very good information, very useful to us. Hopefully, this will clear our names of the assassination of Tarbu the Hutt, but we must still explain the death of Geeta.
Yeah, so you're gonna like send out the big guns after Cygnus?
Yeah. Do you know where to find Cygnus?
Berkin, shows Zatuza the speed, the deadly visceral gore that he inflicted upon those guards.
Yeah, I'll rewind it and set it in motion.
I'm familiar with his work. We paid for all of his augmentations, as I've told you previously.
Oh.
He is going to be very difficult to catch. So when you say send out the big guns, I assume you mean
We need some big guns from you, Mr. Zatuza, if you want us to bring him in.
I'm sorry. Who are you?
Ah, yes, that's right. Sorry, Zatuza, this is Grix and his associate, Tali Oru. They are the people responsible for transporting us from Mercenary.
Great, but why didn't you just take the Gilded Peacock back? Where is it here? What is happening? Like, why do you need transport back to planet? You had transport.
Berkin kind of rubs the back of his neck and kind of looks down toward the floor.
Yeah, you got it stolen from us, so you can tell him.
So We left it in a reputable hangar on the moon. However, it seems that in our absence, that someone had absconded with it. So I'm sure it's somewhere around on the moon, but we do not have access to it anymore. I'm sorry.
Great. Just great. More assets down the drain. Okay, listen, you need weapons. Do you know where Cygnus is? Can you find him? You're going after him, yes?
I assume there's a good paycheck if we bring him back to you.
Well, more to the point, let's talk about the paycheck that we've already got coming to us right now.
That should be on top of the 5 million that we're already owed.
You think you're owed 5 million credits right now?
It stands to reason that we solved the murder of Geeta the Hutt.
Well, you have solved nothing. You have information from one man that says he saw this and that, but there's no corroboration. How are we to know that this man is speaking the truth?
By this man, do you mean the cameras?
Well, that's Tarbu's murder, yes, but what about Geeta's murder? The only dead Hutt that I care about.
No, this makes sense. This makes sense.
The murder of Tarbu only clears your names from the Hutt Council. It does not explain how Geeta can die in the middle of her throne room while everyone else around her lives.
Well, come on. I mean, you can simply infer that Cygnus was involved in both. And
you know what happens when you try to use arguments like that with Jabba the Hutt? Do you know what happens?
I have no idea. You're going to have to fill in the blanks for me because I've never seen a Hutt before now.
We all die. Every last one of us dies.
What sort of proof would you like?
We need proof. We need to get the one. You say Cygnus gave her a vial, which means get Cygnus so that we can make him talk.
Look, Mr. Zatuza, we've brought you this lead to show you that we're on the trail. We're going to find Cygnus, but we would appreciate a little help. This is a showing of good faith on our part.
Why is this man and why is she here?
They're part of the squad now. So if you talk to them, you're talking to us too.
They're part of your team, not part of our team.
Well, if you're going to want Cygnus taken alive, we're going to need all the help we can get.
Pointed to KO and I nod my head. That, yes.
Do you know where Cygnus went or not?
No, we don't have any idea where Cygnus went. That being said, we could also, if we had information pertaining to Nephrim and her whereabouts and what planets that she operates off of, that could be our tie-in, and we could acquire information as to where he is through her. She is also very important in this conversation.
Either of them. You need one of them at least. If you can get both, great. But at least one gets us somewhere, and it keeps us all from death. Do you understand that? Death. Because when this team gets here, if they do not like what they find, and they think that we are in fact the ones that have killed Geeta the Hutt, then we are dead. We're done. And personally, I like my wings on my back.
Maybe we should just leave, guys.
Wait, how much would it cost to get a bigger ship and some better hunting equipment? How many creds? Like 1 million? 500,000?
Better ship, better equipment, like at least 200,000. And then you still need to acquire all of those items. And you have a day and a half.
Yeah, definitely. So I think we should try to persuade Zatuza to give us 250,000, a quarter mil in supplies and or cred so we can get what we need, so we can bring him in.
I look over at Zatuza. Consider it a down payment on the 5 million credits, if that's what it takes. But we're going to need some firepower. You saw what Cygnus did to Tarbu's palace just by himself. We're going to need more.
I mean, we have found some good information so far.
You got to give us something, Zatuza.
I'm giving you everything. I'm giving you the information. Everything that you need, I will give you. I am at your disposal. But you need to understand that we need one of them. If not, then we die.
Well, we're not going to get any of them unless we get the equipment that we need in order to take them down.
Well, maybe this is consider this in advance.
When you get proof of Geeta the Death Murderer. Then you get the credits.
Mm-hmm.
You have proved you did not kill Tarbu. Step 1, now they do not kill you for that. Step 2 for you, why? Solid proof of who and why killed Geeta the Hutt. Then you get your 5 million credits.
Well, I mean, we have reasonable proof, and we're
Geeta the Death Murderer. You have a problem?
Can I spend a light side point to have previously gone over a list with Tally of all the equipment that would be beneficial to a mission like this?
You certainly can.
All right. I would reach for Tally. She would instinctively know, hand me the list, and then I would hand it towards Zatuza. This is the gear we need.
Okay, perfect. You can have all of this equipment, whatever we have on hand. What sort of equipment do you require?
Guns. Lots of guns.
Yes. We're going to need like stuff to find them, like scanning gear, probably a ship with a bit of a larger cargo hold. Definitely some speeder bikes, probably night vision. What else do you guys need?
I mean,
The element of surprise. That's all I need. Let's go.
Maybe some thermal detonators, stun grenades,
Lord, it's just one gank. We need something, but
ion rifles. We all need repeating ion blasters.
Grix, how many weapons can you hold?
Cygnus is not just one gank. He is outfitted with the highest technology available, all of it completely illegal, I might add. He is a one-man army. So, yes, you can have all of this equipment. It is not a problem. I will get as many people onto it as I can. You all should get some rest for tonight and leave in the morning. By morning, we should have everything required. Most of it. I can't guarantee everything on the list, but most of it will be there. Now, as for a larger ship, you can take any of the ones outside that were used by the bounty hunters who fought in the tournament, as they no longer require it because most of them are dead. However, that ship is only on loan, as is the Gilded Peacock. I expect the Gilded Peacock to be returned as well. Otherwise, it will come out of your cut. 1 million credits off of the top.
Okay, that's coming out of your share, Berkin.
I'm sorry. Why would you say that?
Hey, now you don't know that was directly Berkin's fault. Travis was just the one.
That's why I'm not in character necessarily, but man, that was Travis's good idea for his freaking. Did he burn a light side point for that?
Yeah. It was great. It was fucking
That's great, and now it's costing us 1 million credits.
Potentially 1 million credits if you don't get it back.
Oh, okay.
So
Side mission. We're getting it back.
We're getting it back.
we'll just bust in there.
That's right.
All right, so we got a day and a half. What say we do a space heist and go get the Gilded Peacock back?
Alternative pitch: we go find the people, and then we don't get
Space heist?
killed.
I'm in.
I quite like the finding the people and not getting killed plan.
But Laird, the problem is that Bib Fortuna is going to be here in a day and a half. If we go about all unknown galaxy trying to apprehend Cygnus and or Nephrim, that may take us well outside of that day and a half time frame. We need to be here for Bib Fortuna just to make sure that our name is cleared.
I mean, how hard can it be to find Nephrim? She's got to be operating around here, right? I figure Cygnus is going to know how to hide a lot better. I'm not sure that Nephrim's even trying.
Well, I've already tried looking through the holonet to see if I can find any of her known outposts or places of operation, but I didn't find any.
Zatuza, do you have an underling that could call Nephrim for us?
I mean, we can try to call Nephrim. I don't know if it would have better results, but we shall try throughout the night.
I mean, you can get someone to call her to come take a look at all these bounty hunter ships and tell her that you want her to fix some of them up. It's going to be like a big contract, but then just, nab her when she gets here.
We'll do the nabbing.
So, slight problem. I just want to throw this out there first. I may have name dropped him when I was talking to her on her ship.
Grix face palms.
KO face palms.
Well, I guess we'll just have to get over that hurdle then, Berkin.
What else did you tell her when you were on her ship?
Can't really pin down anything in particular. I'm sure it'll come up eventually, but
I'm sure it will come up.
KO, you have to understand that I went there just trying to ascertain that she'd keep certain things.
And apparently you told her all of our secrets.
At the time, I had no idea that she was affiliated with Cygnus. All right? I didn't even know that Cygnus was the big bad anyway. I mean, he did help us escape from that prison cell.
Okay, gentlemen, I would love to sit here and enjoy the group discussion. However, I have a lot of work to get done now. I have to gather up individuals to gather up all of this equipment, and I have to do it over the night. So you all should go get some rest while you can. You have a busy day tomorrow. In the meantime, I will try to get a hold of Nephrim. However, I do not hold a lot of confidence that it will go over how we wish it would. Gentlemen, you have a good night, a good rest, and we will see you in the morning.
KO, do you want to go back down to the moon and test drive one of Crawley's airspeeders / pleasure barges?
Absolutely. We should pay Crawley another visit.
We left on kind of bad terms, didn't we?
We should at very least apologize for what happened.
You fucking met on kind of bad terms. You met on great terms, and then it fucking went bad really quickly.
We at least owe him an apology for our actions.
Didn't he say he never wants to see us again, ever?
Not you.
Oh, that's true.
He
Great.
was just speaking through his emotions. I'm sure everything is fine. He's all calmed down by now, I'm sure.
All right, he's never met Grix. Grix could always be kind of the linchpin to this operation. Take the Golden Peacock out for a test drive and then just drive it to us.
I've got to make sure I've got Crawley in the ship with me, right? When I do the test drive? That's.
I mean, he's going to want to be there, yeah.
Are we going to do this again with him in the ship again?
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
I mean, I want to do that.
He'll never fall for the same thing twice.
It'll be easier this time.
This time we'll take all his stuff and then we'll shoot him in the leg when we fly off.